Welcome back to Essential Anime. This is episode 50, and Ashley is back at ONG real quick to give us I definitely wanted to do this anime, so had to bring in Ashley because she's the one that introduced me to this anime. We'll tell you that whole story. But the anime that we are doing for episode 50 Essential Anime is Ouran High School Host Club, which came out in 2006. Can you believe in 3 years that this anime is going to be 20 years old, Ashley?
No, and when you said it was in 2006, I exactly know how old I was
Yeah. And
and
it's
where
just
I
like,
was.
holy, like, yeah, I was literally 2 years. I was, 2004. I graduated from high school. So, yeah, 2 years you were still in high school, right? So,
No, I was in 2006, I was in sixth grade.
oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah. So, yeah, this is definitely,
I
yeah.
was in sixth grade, but I
Now it's
didn't
coming back.
really.
We'll give you
uh,
the quick story about that in a second, folks. But let me just read the synopsis for everybody, then we'll talk about it. At the ultra prestigious Ouran High School, Haruhi looks for a quiet place to read and walks into an unused music room and accidentally stumbles across the notorious Ouran High School Host Club, a group of boys who entertain the girls of the school for profit. When Haruhi accidentally breaks an expensive vase, belonging to the wacky host club, she is made to serve under them until her debt is paid off. Haruhi is soon made a host, but in order to pay off what she owes, she must continue to allow the host club customers to believe that she is a boy. And that is the overview of Ouran High School Host Club. But just a quick, brief background of this particular anime, how I watched this anime, and this lady right here is the reason why. As she says, she was in junior high school or middle school for those new generation. She was in middle school at the time, and I would never forget that she was like, "Oh, we gotta watch this anime. We gotta watch this anime. We gotta watch this anime." This is when we used to really binge. Like Ashley would tell you was Elemental Gile. I think that was like the first one you made me watch.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
Elemental Gile, which will be down the line. We'll do essential anime for that one. And then it was definitely the next one was Ouran High School. I know there was three. It was Elementary Gile, Ouran High School Host Club. I can't remember the other one, but I
Was it
know
Full
those
Metal?
were the two ones that you were like, we have to watch this, we have to watch this, we have to watch this.
Was it Full
And
Metal? I'm trying to
hmm,
remember. Was it Full Metal? It wasn't
Full
Full
Metal
Metal
Alchemist.
Alchemist. Was it?
It was probably Brotherhood, if anything.
Brotherhood came out in
No, I
2006?
mean like
Oh,
it
for
was
just like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it was Brotherhood, I think.
yeah, it
Probably.
was either Full Metal or no, it was Fruit Basket.
Fruits Basket, yeah, yeah,
Yes, it was Fruit
yeah.
Basket. Those were the
Not the new
three.
one.
No, not the new one, but those were the three. Ashley was just like, so, like I said, this is high school graduate me sitting with junior high school watching Ouran High School Host Club because she was such a fan of the show. And I'm not gonna lie, initially, my first run through, I was just like, what is this? Oh my God. This is just this is like, cause this you gotta keep in mind at this age I'm watching a lot of mech animes. I'm still on my old school 80s 90s binge. I'm fresh off of that, and then here comes this new generation. I'm just like, this is boring, this is stupid, this is stupid. And it wasn't until I really sat down and watched it. I was just like, this is really entertaining. This is really good stuff here. And actually, you could take it away. Talk a little bit why you think Orange should be in the collection or in our viewers' collection.
I mean, I think, well, now that it's becoming an oldie but goodie, I think I don't know, I just love the storylines and how we each episode we learn about each character like fully and deeply and understand why they are what they are. So on the surface they seem like really these wacky kids in high school and like really pretentious and everything, but like each of them have a heart, and learning about and how each of them grow like episode per episode. I think that's what made Oran such a great show. Because it wasn't just like your wacky, like, I'm just gonna turn this on in the background and have it watch
Mm,
me type of anime. It was more so like, oh, there's something here. And the premise is like it's Cinderella, it's that type of situation where a pauper meets a prince, or like that type of thing. And um I will say that the ending you wouldn't expect.
No.
And it's such a sweet ending. And I think in the manga it shows who Haruhi, um because coincidentally Ouran is also kind of like a reverse harem
Yeah.
anime. So I know in the manga specifically Haruhi is supposed to be with somebody, but I haven't read the manga yet and I didn't want that to be spoiled. Because I have my favorite character who is Kyoya. He's my favorite
It's,
in the club.
yes, Kyoya, right? That's with
Yep.
the glasses, right?
Yep, he's the one with the glasses. And when people watch it, you will understand why I love him. However, also too, like even though nowadays I'm more into sub, back in the day when
Mm.
anime was dubbed, like it was dubbed really, really well. And Ouran was one of those shows that had such an amazing cast that like you can tell, you can, even when watching it dubbed, when you watch it subbed, it was like, oh, it's close to the character's voice and tone and acting. Um, so like I didn't I and back then I didn't really watch dub all that often. I watched more sub.
Mm.
I mean, reverse that. I watched more,
You
yeah, I
watch more
watched more
dub. I was
dubbed.
the sub person.
Yes. And now I have switched to sub more. But back then, like I loved before Crunchy, got a hold of Funimation, like Funimation was like really, really good with the subs. And so like
Yep.
Kyoya, I like Kyoya, I really fell in love with. And then super ironically, the voice actor for Kyoya, like I didn't know that I followed his career for like
Yeah.
so many years that he became one of my favorites. Who was J. Michael Tatum.
Who you met
But
multiple
just
times.
huh?
Met multiple times.
Who I met multiple times, and I love him and I want to meet him again, and this time I want him to be my friend. Um, but I feel that like this is essential because it's not just a reverse harem in high school where crazy things happen. It's more so like it's a reverse harem that takes you on a journey with all of the characters. Now, I'm not just saying just Haruhi in general. I'm telling you like each it seems like each person in the show gets their own episode or two. Because I think it's 26 episodes, 25, 26.
Yeah, around that.
So it's, and also too, it feels like a lot of anime were longer back in the day than they are now, with seasons. But yeah, so the ending you won't expect, the characters you would not expect them to go deeper into who they are and why they're doing what they're doing, or how they even came to the host club in the first place. And just like it's just a really great ride. And also too, I created my first two AMVs
Yeah.
from Ouran that every time I listen to a specific song, it literally in my mind, I remember editing it at your house.
Yeah.
Which took like 8 hours for everything to it was because I was like, I want to do this. And it got really
Yeah.
good views. Unfortunately, we can't play it nowadays because
Yeah,
of
because everything would be
copyright.
copyright strike.
But it
Like
worked so well. It
it,
was so
it, it
good.
really did.
So
Like
good.
it was Neo's Let Me Love You. I remember that.
Yes. Do you still have it?
I still have all our AMV files of
You
all
need
the
to send
AMVs
them.
we've ever done.
You
And
need to
this is
send them to
when
me.
like just for the Gen Zers out there, and because this is in the early we're talking about the early stages of YouTube where it really was Wild Wild West, and copy we wasn't thinking about copyright strikes, like you can do AMVs here. And we did like ONG, we did like a couple. I did a couple, Ashley did a couple. We used to have AMV contests and things like that. And like the one of our most popular ones was Ashley's "Let Me Love You" AMV, because it was just the way we edited and the way we did it just matched perfectly with Neo's song, and you know, like this was during the ages where we used to write fan fiction as well, and like where it was really, I would say, that height of otaku anime was
Mhm.
really it was starting, like, not saying like how it's getting mainstream now, but within that community, it was really red hot at that time. And
Yeah,
Oren was
because
one of those. They took over cons, you know, at that point, and just looking back at it now, as it's 17 years old now, I'm looking at, I'm like, the fact that this is now going to be considered an old school anime, what is my generation going to be considered to? Like the Robotex, the Gundams, the Dragon Ball Z's, the things that's like 80s and 90s, like that I grew up on. Like now your anime is going to be viewed as, oh my God, it's old school.
yep,
Like it's early 2000s, 2004 is just going to be like, oh my God. And for
right.
me, you know, well, I think the reason why I definitely wanted to put this as essential is just because, like Ashley said, really great characters, brilliant voice acting. I mean, you had, Caitlin Glass do a excellent job as Haruhi. Vic Mignogna did great as Tamaki, right?
Mhm.
You had J. Michael Tatum as Koya. And you also had, I think it's Lucy Christian.
She was
Lucy,
Honey,
yeah,
yeah.
she
Lucy
played
Christian was
Honey.
Honey. Travis
Yeah,
Willingham was Morty.
yeah,
Um,
and Greg Aries did
Greg Ayers was Hikaru.
Carl.
Karu
Yeah,
Hikaru, and
yeah,
Karu was Todd Hoppercorn.
yeah, and just all around, just great performances, and even the music, like one of the most catchiest opening themes.
Kiss,
Kiss, kiss,
kiss,
fall in
fall
love.
in
Yeah.
love.
And then we also had the great insert song, which is my favorite of the I'm not sure was it an ending theme or not, but "Guilty Beauty Love."
Mhm.
Definitely my favorite song out
It
of that.
I don't think
I
it
think it's
was
the
the
insert
ending.
song,
The
right?
ending was something different.
Yeah,
I walk around 1,000 miles. Na, 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 na. That was the ending. Guilty
yeah,
Beauty Love was Vic's
yeah.
his kind
Big
of
Kelp.
fan fiction song
He
to
did. No, no,
for
but they
Tamaki.
actually have a Japanese version too.
Do they? Oh,
Yes,
so
the
maybe
Japanese.
not.
He's actually part of
Oh,
the.
never mind.
Yeah,
So it was a part of that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think
yeah.
it was
It's
like
just
a
that Vic did
CD.
the
It was like a
English
CD part.
version of it, which is just beautiful. Just overall, it was a really good anime. It has some really solid moments, and it's not all comedy because they actually do get into some I will say a little bit melodramatic at times, especially for me. She loves the ending. I felt the ending to be a little bit melodramatic. I'm not gonna
Well,
spoil it.
now
You know,
looking back on it,
yeah,
was it cheesy as all get out? Yes. But I
yes,
understand why they did that because it wasn't manga, it wasn't close to the manga
yeah.
storyline.
But
So,
yeah, and it's fun, and it is kid friendly for those who want to know, like, oh my gosh, is this
oh
something I
yeah,
can watch with my kids, or can my younger kids watch? It is kid friendly. It's nothing
nothing too
lewd or
bad.
anything like that. They might have one
I
or
think
two
it's
jokes that might go over their heads,
I
but
think it's suggested a bit in a couple
yeah,
areas, but it doesn't ex it, no exposure to anything
yeah.
that
But
would yeah.
yeah, so definitely Ouran High School Host Club is definitely something we highly recommend that you add to your collection. And this is Justin and Ashley gonna be signing off for an episode of Essential Anime episode 50. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're watching this on otakusandgeeks.com, by all means, browse through it, people. Browse through it. Check out our new interviews coming up. So definitely check us out. And this is Justin Ashley saying, Later days. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Yes.